Join in a magical Neverland adventure in Captain for a Day. It's a strategy and negotiation game for 1 to 5 players. This gameplay overview will show how to teach the rules to new players, so you can jump into the fun and start playing right away. Let's start with a theme. All players are lost kids and crew members of the Jolly Roger, which Peter Pan just took over from Captain Hook. But Peter realized he doesn't like being pinned down to running a ship, so he devised a contest to see who can lead as his first mate. He lets each crew member take turns being captain for a day until he comes back. And each of those days will start with a tough decision for the captain. Peter arranged some powerful deals with fairies, mermaids, and other friends in Neverland. The captain has to decide who will get one of those deals, giving them a unique advantage for the rest of the game. Trying to decide how much you'll offer the captain for the current deal without giving up too many precious resources is a big part of the fun of the game. Before we get into how that deal making works, let's look at what you can do on a turn. Once you know that, you'll better understand the value of Peter's deals. On your turns, you'll be doing things to gain command. Get the most command by the time Peter returns, and you will win. The steps of a turn are shown on the player aid. When it's your turn, you'll have a morning phase and a midday phase. The morning phase is when you'll get wonder for some actions you took on the previous turns. And you'll also have an opportunity to use wonder to get other resources. For new players, that becomes more important later in the game. For your first turn, you'll want to pay more attention to the midday phase. In this phase, you'll choose just one action, and you can think of that action as either gaining resources or using them. If you want to gain resources, choose the prepare action. It means you'll roll dice and get the amount of resources shown on the dice. The player aid shows how much wonder you'll need to use to roll 1, 2, 3, or 4 dice. As an example, let's say you use 5 wonder and roll 3 dice. You draw the 3 dice from the bag and roll them. In this case, you'd get 2 things and 3 make believe. Notice that some die faces also show a wonder, so you can gain some of that too. And this icon means that you can choose any one of the 4 resources. All the resources and wonder you gain go behind your screen. If you want to use your resources to gain command on your turn, you'll have 2 choices. One is to go on an adventure. There are usually 2 available adventures in the play area. This cost here shows how many resources of one type you have to use to complete it. This is how much command it's worth, and how much wonder it generates when completed. For example, this adventure can be completed by using 6 resources of one type. Let's say you use 6 cockiness. You'd put those resources in the supply, take the card and any wonder indicated on it, and put it all behind your screen. The other way to use resources for command is by completing ship activities. Ship activities have a cost in resources. They are all worth some command, but most earn wonder in the morning phase on your future turns. If you complete exploring Neverland, for example, notice that on your following turns, you'll get 2 wonder in the morning phase. To complete these activities, take the resources shown, place them back in the supply. Put 1 resource token in this area to show that you completed the activity. As soon as you finish your chosen action, your turn ends. That rules explanation is usually enough for everyone to start playing the game. But for this video, let's take a closer look at deal making. At the start of each round, before anyone takes a turn, there is a sunrise meeting. That's when the captain for the round reveals a deal from the deal deck. Deals give you all sorts of player powers. For example, this one lets you take 2 wonder or a single cockiness in the morning phase of each turn. Some affect dice when you roll them, others are worth bonus command. Players can make offers of any number of resources and wonder that they are willing to give up to acquire the deal. They place their offers in front of the screens. There's no turns during this offer making. The captain can ask for certain resources or try to get the players to increase their offers. When players are done raising their offers, the captain has to choose one player, anyone, to win that deal. It's a free choice for the wise captain to make. The chosen player gets the deal, and that player pays what was offered to the captain. All other players can take their offers back. Now, starting with the player to the left of the captain, each player takes a turn as described before. This continues until the captain takes a turn. Then the deck is passed to the next player, who becomes the captain. That player starts a new round with a sunrise meeting as before. Rounds continue this way until the Peter Returns card is revealed from the deal deck. That final round is played as usual, except there is no sunrise meeting. After that round, there are some scoring bonuses. The player who has the most friends and allies gets 4 command. The player with the second most friends and allies gets 2 command. And the player who completes the most adventures gets 2 command. Then scores are determined. The player with the most command wins the game and becomes Peter's first mate. See the full rules for setup information and other details. There's a section that explains the powers and bonuses for each deal card. And there is also variants, like playing with just 2 players. Thank you for checking out the game. We would love to have you back this print and play edition for just $4.